I'm Darren, I'm from Movie Reviews 101, and today we're going to talk about Ravenous. Not the 1999 one, the 2017 Canadian, Quebec, French one. Directed by Robin Hubert and starring Marc-Andre Grodin, Mona Chirico, and Charlotte St. Martin. Sorry about the butchering of the names, guys. One day is gonna be my new hashtag. The story here follows a group of survivors in rural Quebec that must look to survive a new zombie-like outbreak. That's the plot. So we have to go to the Darren's Ups. The three things I liked about this movie. I liked the rural setting. It is great because it offers up the early question of what would happen to the small villages, small populations, if this was happening for real. They pose that question in the movie because if a big city and an outbreak happened, you automatically would think the big cities get this first. Like reports and rescues. The small villages will be left to fend for themselves. So that's what this one offers, and I like that a lot. Where we have what, unless you follow Canadian and Quebec cinema, you don't really know who is going to be the true main character in this movie, because we follow 3 or 4 groups who merge. So you don't really know who will make it to the end, apart from one character, because it's a movie. So that's really interesting. And there's these weird, strange statues that are getting made by these zombie-like creatures that just made me think, what happened? What? And then I was like, what? And then I was like, yeah, I like this, and I want to know why, but I didn't see it. It was fascinating. I just sat there like, what? I like seeing that in a horror movie because this should be, I'm not going to say it is, a very group of survivors zombie outbreak follow that film, but that just made me question everything for a lot more of the movie than it should have. But we've had my 3 ups, so now it's Darren's downs. For me, this movie does have a slow pace. It does clock in at nearly 2 hours, I believe, and for me that just was too much. And where we have a lot of characters, there's not as beautifully sceneries and everything, but not much really happens to get them to where they need to go. And that also leads to number 2, where I do like a lot of characters. We had the same problem. We had too many characters. It's really contradictory. But for me, I wanted to see a couple less characters because I didn't really know who I needed to invest myself in caring about what was happening. Because we had the bloke, that's my technical term, but we had our main character, we had 2 older female characters, we had an old man and a young kid with a gun, we had a businesswoman, we had another businesswoman. I really couldn't tell the 2 apart, kept mixing those 2 up, and the kid. So when they all come together, it's a bit too much for me to follow unless I understand where they're all coming from. Like, take Zombieland for example, you have the 4 characters, you learn a lot. Yes, it's a comedy, not a serious movie, but still, we understand where I'm coming from. And I felt very confused trying to figure out what the plan for survival was. We had a few conversations about pickles. Yeah, what the hell? But anyway, for me, I'm going to have to go to the overall reactions. I do think this is a good addition to the zombie apocalypse world. I always praise nearly every zombie movie, so don't take too much from that. It is something that's brand new on Netflix and will get the zombie fans happy. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. It's a very tentative 3 out of 5. Maybe we'll put a picture up one day with these numbers instead of my random finger gestures. That may offend someone one day. But I'm going to stick with the 3. I think the zombie fans are going to like this. So go and watch it on Netflix if you have it, and let me know below what you think. But until next time, I'm going to go and do what I do best. Watch movies.